Hello and welcome to Boner City, USA. My name is Dan
the
Bilak.
court of version.
No, jeez. My name is Dan Bilak, one of your four co-hosts, along with
Andrew DeWitt. Oh,
The plaintiff in the case, Ryan O'Neill.
The forever innocent
and Mayor.
and mayor. Just because some people are jealous.
Just say your name,
and
shithead.
They come after your office.
I don't want the office.
It
Jeff
is the mayor,
Jeff Danis.
the Danish.
All right, good. Okay, everybody, if you guys are fans of the podcast or listen, because this is like 16 or 17 episodes deep. Back on episode 13 and 14 of Boner City, USA, there was a story told about a trip that Jeff and Ryan took to the beach last summer with their friend John Little, in which Ryan
John
O'Neill.
Heath Little.
By the way,
Ryan-
John, E2 Brutus, you scumbag.
Just wait for it. People have no
He was
context.
he was gonna call
Shut
in.
up so I can build the context for the audience.
let him set the stage.
I'm defending you in this,
All
fucker.
right,
So,
please.
long story short, episode 13 and 14 of Boner City, a story was discussed where Jeff and Ryan went to the beach with their friend John Little. There was a woman who apparently had large breasts who was going in the water with a surfboard. Also, while Andrew cackles like a pig being raped, according to one of our fans on the message boards, Boner City USA is brought to you by Explosion.com. Be sure to subscribe on iTunes. I'm
Great,
just saying that.
call that.
I'm saying that up at the front, because you'll probably stop listening shortly because it's going to get retarded. And also, I want to give a shout out to Mike Leonard, a fan who left us a really nice message on Facebook. So let's get back to the
What's
action.
Facebook?
Facebook. I'm talking like you now, Andrew, because I've been sitting next to you for so long.
Is it because you've been
breath
smelling
spray.
the breath
That,
spray?
this
that
breath
I'm
stay from
using?
last episode is I'm getting fucking
Still in
fumes.
here, bro, and I'm fucking high as shit.
Long story short, is Ryan is chomping at the bit to defend himself. Jeff made it sound like Ryan was ogling this girl so bad that she turned around at the water's edge, left the beach,
And possibly killed herself.
and possibly killed herself because she had been.
I really meant that.
He basically said that like Ryan ocularly raped
I
her.
never said
and
that.
she
Oh,
was-
let's all not forget when you listen to the episode how fucking he gets so worked up to say what a scumbag and how I ruined her fucking day.
If you haven't,
I
heard
stick
the
with
episode,
that.
go back to type in bonercityusa.com and go to episode 13 and 14 and listen to those because and even 15 and 16 will give you backstory too. But this episode is dedicated to the trial of Jeff Danis
Well, can I
by
just
Ryan
say-
O'Neill. Whether he was more wrong in his situation than
No.
Jeff did.
This is
afterwards.
also clearing my name of what really happened and showing that it wasn't creepy.
That seems to be what his
Oh,
case
same
is.
episode. Also, we had a story about Jeff when he was in college or maybe late high school.
Next
He got
episode.
addicted to doing kind of racy things in public, and he jerked off in a jacuzzi next to some old people.
A, I wasn't addicted. 2, I believe I was a minor.
Dan, can I please state though what I want to get out of this case?
Hold on a
Yeah,
second.
yeah. What is?
I would like to show that the mayor of Boner City is not worthy of being mayor any longer because he makes defamatory comments about its upright citizens in order to move his political career further. So I would like
So what?
him,
Would I want to be senator? I like being
I
mayor.
like him to be removed because he makes outlandish lies about people, and he claims when you try to bring the real truth to the surface, he just claims that you're lying about it and won't even entertain the truth.
As mayor, I would like to first. Can I just make an opening statement?
Well, no, because we have to play the music to begin the trial. You have your own music too, though. Don't worry.
I think your lawyer needs to make your statement.
I'd like to make my own.
Well, no, because
I will allow it.
This. Well,
Thank
wait.
you.
So I'm defending Ryan, and Andrew DeWitt is defending the Danish in this.
Wait, can we- I just want to
read
clear
the
what-
motion. We have to read the. No, I read the motion. Ryan sent me emailed me a
Okay.
message from O'Neill the ass kicker at Yahoo late last night, and said this is what for tomorrow's show. No apostrophe. So I don't know what that means.
Whatever.
So, and this is the email Ryan sent. Dan, I'm calling the first ever Boner City trial. I want to
Play
have,
the music while this plays.
Does he have the power to do that?
well, we're going to discuss because we don't know.
It's democracy
The
here.
first ever Boner City trial.
It's never been discussed that this is a democracy.
Yeah, it hasn't been.
We're a young state.
So I want to have Jeff impeached as mayor of Boner City and clear my good name. Below is an email from John Little, the third friend on that trip. He's my star witness and will be able to speak with us on the phone tomorrow if need be. I've reached out to my dear friend to see if it could clear me of any deviant behavior and asked him a series of questions, and here are his responses. My questions are under John's response. I just sprung this on the Danish, and he's very confrontational because he's emotionally plagued by his hideous act and wants his and wants company in his depravity. We will not stand for it, so polish up your gavel because BC is going to court.
And I'd say that.
What do you think about that, man?
What do you mean?
I have plenty of answers.
Okay.
I mean, we're clearing your good name of the man who endangered a woman on the popcorn festival
Yeah.
ride, who besmirched his mayor in public in Valparaiso.
You can't bring that into the court. That's besides
That is
the
not
fact.
admissible in
That's
court.
not
Yes, it
admissible.
is. It all
Let
pertains
me-
to this
yes, it
case.
is, and I'll tell you why.
Andrew, let me read John's
You guys-
responses.
It's
and then
about
then
his
I'll-
character,
Andrew, then
he's saying.
I'll play your music, and
Yeah,
you
we've
can make
got
your
to
opening
keep it.
speech.
We've got to keep it organized.
Yeah,
It's been
let
all
me play-
your. It's been all your music.
Let
so
me
far,
put.
though.
Yeah, but he's.
It'll
you've
tear
got-
the country
you've
of
got your own song.
Boneropia apart. If
really is.
Boner City.
I feel
crumbles
put
into
upon
chaos.
by
So this is the email from John Little answering O'Neill's questions, which are self-evident.
So
in
this
the
is your
email.
witness, I believe.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
star witness John Little. So
The only other man that was there, unless you can find that woman.
she killed herself, Ryan. So
That's
we can't. All right, from John Little. I listened to Boner City number 13 and 14 this weekend. The Danish has a lot, all caps, brother, of nerve saying your crime is worse.
Which he did say.
Which he did say. He ejaculated on innocent civilians, 2 exclamation points. Would you rather have someone look at you or come on you, O'Neill? You only looked at a person's tits. He ejaculated on 4 or 5 innocent people. His crime is against humanity is much worse, all caps, much. Answers to questions. Number 1.
Here's the real story of what happened that
Number
day
1,
on the beach.
the woman tried to surf for 10 to 15 minutes. The waves were
After I
the waves
looked
are
at her
very
tits.
weak. It was a lake out there, and then she left. Number 2, you probably walked close to half a football field to get a look at those punky Brewsters, meaning her breasts. You walked maybe 35 or 40 yards to see her, but you were around 30 yards from her, not
Objection.
10 feet.
Objection.
You were not near her
Objection.
bubble
Objection.
or in jeopardy of violating her comfort
Objection.
zone. I'm reading the evidence.
Objection.
You can't object to the evidence. It has to be put
right.
into
Yes, you
court.
can,
I got one
because
more.
It's not evidence. It's
I
not
got
like
one
a
more.
fucking fingerprint.
Well,
It's
this is evidence.
I got one more.
Punky Brewsters are inadmissible as breast evidence in Boner City. We all know, as per Beef Cannon Bill, that breasts are should be called
Right.
beef cannons
Good
in
point.
Boner City.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
shut up.
you.
Third point made
That
by
was
John Little.
Well done.
Number 3, she saw you looking at her tits, and you had every intention of looking at them. I don't know how that makes it better. She may have been a little uncomfortable, but it was.
Whoa!
But it wasn't even close to rape. Being ejaculated
I never
on
said
in a
it was.
hot tub against your will is much closer to rape.
Dan, you
my
forgot-
heart goes out to those poor people in that hot tub.
Dan, you
and then he has
also
rape.
you also forgot to read the last line of line 2, which said, "You were not near her bubble or in jeopardy of violating a comfort zone."
How is he? Okay, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
But how is he to evaluate somebody else's comfort zone?
And then for us from dictionary.com, John includes the definition of rape as
Which
a noun
is very
and
close
verb.
to what Jeff did in that hot tub.
The number and then the noun is the unlawful compelling of a person through physical force or duress to have sexual intercourse. Not really what Jeff did. Any act of sexual intercourse that is forced upon a person, kind of.
Yes,
Statutory rape.
very close.
An act of plunder, violent seizure, or abuse, despoliation, violation. The rape of the countryside is an archaic. The act of seizing and carrying off by force. The verb to force to have sexual intercourse or to plunder or to
hit
spoil.
our music.
Rape,
All right.
man.
not
And now we bring the counter.
Andrew, may I
introduction
make
by
some
Andrew.
comments first?
You may
please?
make some opening statements.
John, I'm sorry, but you opened yourself up to this, my friend, out there in Syracuse, New York.
You guys have the LA Law theme song because you're a little more upbeat. a little more-
Here's Ryan's star witness is a man who, at the beach, while Ryan and I showered sand off our bodies, faked like he was masturbating underneath his shorts very publicly to the point where Ryan and I talked about it after that it was over the line.
But he got a big laugh from a lot of the people at the beach.
He got no laughs. There was a child within about 10 feet of us. There was a mother with said child, and I believe a father there just on a nice afternoon. And this man faked masturbated with a very serious face, like under his shorts. for about a good, I'd say, 30 seconds that it went on, when we were uncomfortable, which says a lot. So this is your star witness in the big case.
So
Congratulations.
he's just as big a scumbag as you are.
So attorney for Jeff Danish is Andrew DeWitt.
All right, also, we will be countersuing O'Neill because we can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that the fourth definition of rape, an act of plunder, violent seizure, or abuse, despoliation, and violation, is exactly what O'Neill committed every time he was in Valparaiso, Indiana, with a special
Not admissible in court. Does not pertain to the
A
case.
special edition paid
It does.
to the Popcorn Parade Festival of Valparaiso.
As a non-legal resident of Valparaiso, you cannot sue on its behalf. You're an illegal alien there.
Also, if we're going to talk character, maybe I should bring in my character witness, the girl you shot with a fucking paintball gun, who's just the homecoming queen. What did she fucking do? That's violence. That could be.
God damn it.
That's inadmissible. But
Inadmissible?
Wait, we've talked about the story. You've never told the story.
A
Tell
lawyer
that
can't
story,
tell another
Ryan.
lawyer that's
Tell that story.
inadmissible.
The
Tell
shot,
it-
the homecoming?
Yeah, you
No, I told that
No,
story.
you've never told that.
I think you did.
Oh, yeah,
Yes, he did.
with a paintball gun.
Yeah.
You also flattened the tires of an entire school dance.
Yes.
And strippers, let's not forget them.
And
Mr. Quality
And
of
then-
character,
yeah.
as long as he gets that out there, that he's
I
a
would
great
say-
person.
I would
All
say
that
that-
happened in Valparaiso, though.
When
not
I was
here
a
at the
younger
beach.
man.
We're talking about this beach trip.
You know what? It
When
doesn't.
you're in reference to my jacuzzi tip, what age was I then? You said you were a younger man?
Hey,
but you said you were a younger man. How old was I?
But your
And that-
jacuzzi trip is not on trial. The
Yes,
lie
it's not.
No, no.
It's not. Did you just read this fucking email?
Would you listen to me? Would you listen to me?
Rape?
What's on
You're
trial?
accusing me of rape.
No, what's on trial is
and
that
we are holding that you raped Valparaiso, Indiana.
No,
of its
we're not
soul.
saying what's on trial here.
You're not saying it's rape. It's in
when
right
I
here.
no, listen. Would you listen? What, you're looking at him
accusing me of
shaking.
rape.
He's
Can I
so
finish?
scared.
I'm
He's going
annoyed.
down.
Stop talking over each
Okay,
other.
now listen. What I want here is cleared up what really happened that day at the beach and what you say happened. Because what really happened
Put the music
was
on.
not nearly anything as bad as what you made it out to be. And why I'm saying the reason that you made it out to sound so bad is because you are a lost soul that masturbated with people in the hot tub and you want me to join your psychotic sexual adventure. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, couldn't I just say that jerking off in a hot tub, isn't it the openness of a child and like being
Children, no, but kids,
Having the mind of a
kids,
child.
I'm
Hey,
mocking
kids
him
love
for
to go in hot tubs.
Look at this.
I'm
Your cum
mocking
was
him
on
for
your
cheating
cum was
porn.
on a kid at some point that day.
Listen.
Kids love
First
hot
of all,
tubs.
What we're talking
They're
about
shallow,
are the facts
they're
of what
warm,
happened at
they
the
like
fucking
jets.
beach that day. And you were so impassioned saying, you ruined this, girls. I wasn't anywhere near even seeing them. And when I got home, I thought, you know what?
Then why
I
did you
don't
do
think-
it? Why did you do it if you weren't near seeing them?
Because it was a fucking good time. You guys were all dying laughing. So listen to me. Listen to me. So what really happened was I went down there to sneak a peek of some distant titties. And when I got home, I
wasn't
go, you
that
know what?
distant.
I don't remember that chick leaving. That was a figment of his fucking imagination.
And to my
So then
knowledge, she did leave. I stick with that.
No. I asked John.
Dry, but the thing was, she left without even going in the water. He ruined her day so much she didn't even go in the water.
That's what I stick with.
And no, it's not true at all. Because I go, you know what? She didn't fucking leave. Because I was so... He was bashing me so much, and I had to defend myself so many different angles. I didn't have time to stop to think of what really happened that day at the beach. And when I went home, I asked John, I go, look, did that girl... I don't even remember her leaving. I remember going in the water, and the waves sucked, and then she took off. And John's like, yeah, that's exactly what fucking happened.
Did she have big... Were the tits nice?
He claims he didn't see him. It was all for the
No,
gag.
I saw the outline of a distant titty from 30 yards away.
I think if we listen
Wait,
to
it said half
episode
of her.
No,
13
you said you got close to her, though. You're saying these guys were further away and they had to walk around.
I walked closer to her, yeah, but I also said...
That
he
was
said,
half a football field, according to your star witness, who's had 1 million concussions.
Yeah, and he said I was 10 feet away. I was not, 10 feet away from her. I was nowhere near that. And that's what I said. I said I was a very great distance.
So basically, you want qualification of do you want me to say, fine, it was 20 feet, it was 30 feet. Does that make it
No,
better?
it was 30 yards, and she didn't leave the fucking
I
beach,
can
and she
handle
wasn't
this,
that
Danny.
offended.
I can handle it.
She wasn't offended.
Danish's lawyer has to speak.
All right, what we have here is a situation where what you were talking about, O'Neill, was brought up in a manner of braggadocio, where you were You were
I believe it's braggadociio.
You were boasting.
We were
about
on
it.
an entertainment
You were boasting
podcast,
about it.
having a good time,
You're boasting
having some
about
laughs, and then Jeff
Yeah, now
decided.
you became Lenny Bruce
But
in
then-
the court trials and,
and
shit.
then
you
Jeff
weirdo.
decided
You
to
will all
really go,
remember- you will
saying
all-
I ruined this poor
Please
girl's
respect my time on the
day.
mic.
Yeah, hey,
ahead.
do you hear your
Don't
music?
make us cut your mic.
We will all remember that when you first told us this story, one of the gags about why it was so funny was how you went around her and got close as shit and were staring just right at her tits.
That's not
And
true.
said, Hey,
Dan, I would
will-
like an objection here.
I will say that's
Go
not
back
true.
and listen
That
to
is
that.
not true. I would say it's not true. It's not true.
Wait, so your lawyer's just making shit up?
Oh, you're done. You're disbarred because you're a liar.
I think he remembers it wrong.
well, I'll send the sheriff over to arrest myself. Oh, wait, I am the
I
sheriff.
think we need to get some new titles. here.
I stand by my comments that day.
Do you think I ruined that girl's day?
I do. I think she saw you looking and was put off by it. I
And she
stand
left
by
the
that.
beach?
I
She did
remember her
not leave.
leaving.
We're
I think-
gonna say-
hold on. Let me ask you this: how in the world is it that John Little and I both remember her going in the water, and we both have the same recollection of the waves being shitty,
That's
and then she
hearsay.
got up and she left?
How much do you think we stayed there for 10 to 15 minutes after that?
We usually do. Because
What?
it was a beautiful day, it was sunny,
There's
and we were having a
no-
good time.
there's no
Jeff, have we
way.
ever stayed 20 minutes afterwards? Have we? Yes or
I
no?
think-
Have we? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or
I'm
no?
talking. You just
Can I talk?
interrupted.
Can I talk?
It's a yes
I'm
or no
still
question.
talking.
Yes, we've stayed other times.
Yes. Oh, other times. And what makes this time so
Can I
implausible?
talk?
No, listen. I'm questioning I'm questioning you, my witness. What makes this so implausible that we couldn't have stayed 5 to 15 minutes afterwards?
All
What
right,
makes this stay
great
different?
point. Great point. First of all, your ass crack is sticking out in my face, DeWitt.
Sorry.
I just this clearly has struck. I've apologized to you. This clearly has struck a chord with you.
No. You apologize to the Boner City listeners for ruining my good name, saying that
Your good name. Have you
creep-
listened to what you put out there on this podcast?
No, but
What good name are you defending?
as a man that is very protective of women, I would never creep somebody out so bad that they would walk away from a beach.
But you just...
How have you protected women? You've talked about punching a woman in the face.
he hasn't
on
told the story.
That was
though.
Oh wait, yeah. Tell the story about you
Okay.
punching the girl in the face on the dance floor.
It's very topical because
And one more thing. One more thing.
Wait,
Last,
wait.
two
I have a
episodes
great
ago.
point here, Mr. Woman Protector. Why didn't you ever protect the women that the creeper, your buddy,
I
was-
did.
How?
By fucking
Many times the creeper got punched by this guy right here.
You're pointing at yourself.
This is
Patrick.
new evidence that we haven't been able to review, so I don't know if
Have a
that's
new try. Call for a postponement.
Wait, what happened on New Year's? Why did you punch a woman in the face
Okay,
hard?
listen. We used to go to Canada when I was 18.
What?
I think
What are you,
could
Mike?
drink-
What are you, Michael Keaton? What the fuck is?
No, we used to go to Canada, go
Alex
ski
Keaton?
and drink. I think one time I was 17, so I had to get a fake ID. I think what's the drinking age there? 19?
I don't know, man. I've never been to Canada.
It's 18 or 19. So we used to go there to drink. So one New Year's we went there, and my buddy met one of his buddies up there, one of his fraternity buddies, and a big melee started on the dance floor, and I was up at a table drinking, chatting up some fine young ladies. So I see it going down. So immediately, I know my friends are probably involved. So I go down there, and one of my buddy's buddy, his fucking nose is broken and bleeding everywhere. My buddy's clinching with another big guy because my buddy's pretty fucking jacked. And all of a sudden, everyone's just fighting. So somebody hits me in the back of the head. I turn around, swing. A chick had punched me. I fucking knocked her out. Then
You punch a chick in the face.
yes,
as
I
hard,
did-
as hard as you'd hit a
She
guy.
punched me in the back of the head and I didn't know what it was.
Dude,
And
he was
then-
protecting her from herself.
Next thing I know, we were all
I should be
fucking
careful what I
throwing out
say.
on the street.
Should be careful for what I say from here
No,
on
she
out.
should be careful who she punches in the back of the head from now on.
Because it might be O'Neill the
That sounds
ass
like a
kicker.
threat
Yeah,
to the
who knocked
victim.
off.
You're threatening the victim in your own trial.
You think? Wait,
What is wrong with you?
Hey, DeWitt.
You're on the stand right now threatening people.
DeWitt.
Your
DeWitt.
Honor, I would say that this man is completely out of control.
DeWitt, let me ask you this: if
Okay.
someone punches you, what should you do? Just take it? A cheap shot in the back of the head.
Does Andrew have a
And you-
sword in this situation, or is he wearing armor?
Well, no, but he does have a bagel bite.
I'm gonna
That's
end.
just a dig at how much I like food.
I don't know. I didn't know
that's
it was a woman.
inadmissible as
I didn't know.
evidence.
So from now on, I should just turn around and then get a feel for What if it's an older person? Ask them their age, their height, their weight. Do they have any physical problems?
You know what?
About?
Your instinct took over. I can't blame you for your instinct taking over.
That's all you can do.
But what you have done is you have displayed a pattern of disrespect and abusive behavior to the people closest to you in your lives.
And I called a key witness in this trial as the mayor of Valparaiso, and he said, I remember Ryan O'Neal well, and he is a hemorrhoid on the asshole of life.
Well, let me tell you something about the mayor. The mayor was cheating.
Careful, idiot.
Am I not allowed to say?
I wouldn't
Well,
say it.
let's just say
I wouldn't say
anything.
He's one of my colleagues as a
we
mayor.
don't know what mayor you're talking about. There were several mayors of
I'm going to
Valparaiso.
end this charade of a fucking kangaroo court and say what I did while I was in high school, and I believe a minor. I hope I wasn't 18, but maybe I was very wrong. I clearly have a lot of, I feel very bad about it. I did not jizz on anyone like it's making it seem like I bukkakied in somebody's face.
You could have.
I could have, yes.
Yeah.
Not in their face, but,
No, but I'm
in the
saying
water they were
it
in.
It could be a bukkake. It could splashed up in their face.
It very well would not have been. Was it right? No, it wasn't right at all. And I didn't, telling that story, I wasn't trying to glorify it. And if what I said about at the beach that day offended you, I apologize.
But here's the thing.
Let me tap in.
As I tried to defend myself, you were so adamant about this is how bad things were, and this is how you ruin this fucking girl's day.
So I don't like, but
Do you stand behind that? Do you think I ruined this girl's day?
What does
this
it
girl
matter?
didn't even leave the beach.
You started your when Danish was talking about his thing is, hey guys, you think I'm a scumbag? Here's the scummiest thing in the world that you can do. When he started his story. Now I will say, and this is the crux of our defense here, is that girl knew that you were staring at her breasts and she got upset.
No, she went in the water and surfed and then came
that's
out
what
and
you
left.
allegedly claim.
Oh, that's what two people allegedly claim, and then this one man's
now we
interpretive.
have absolutely no proof that
This man has revisionist memory.
Punch that LA law. Punch that LA law.
This is
dude.
revisionist
We
memory.
have absolutely no proof that the people in the jacuzzi experience any sort of emotional turmoil.
That's fine.
They might not have even known what had happened in there. And besides, our client was a minor at the time that this happened, and so he is free from
He's
being
not on
charged.
trial for that crime.
But,
that
dude,
crime was only used
the
because
part-
he said my crime was worse than what he
The
did.
part I do not like about all this is that the word rape is used. I think it's a little offensive.
It was. Oh, really? Because that's what was thrown around at me
by me?
But you laughed and did not say that's gone too far.
Who said it? Your lawyer? Your lawyer said it was
He goes,
your
no,
lawyer.
dude.
very
I
bad
wish
as your lawyer.
I really wish, Dan. I wish you had let him listen to how bad he went after me on this beach thing.
Let me go. I'll
Yeah,
find, you
please.
guys fight a little bit more. I'll
Tune
find
it
the
up
file, 'cause I'm
because you're about to see, my friend, how hard you went at me. And while I tried,
Why are you saying went at you like it was some type of fucking rap song? Or
I
something?
apologize.
But I want you to clear the record of this woman didn't leave. She wasn't that offended.
I'm telling you what I remember is
I
that
have
she
a new
left.
tactic.
I
I have a
can't
new
tell
tactic.
you.
But now I'm telling you that.
All right, you and
two of
John
us
say that she did.
know that she didn't.
Okay.
Danish, as your lawyer,
I'm saying
I have a new
okay.
tactic.
I don't get like you're coming at me very aggressively where there's not much aggression from my side.
I think that
Well, but I think that Ryan feels that you painted him to be a horrible person.
You're not. You're my friend. You're not a horrible
no.
Well,
person.
maybe not after today, man.
for this trial to continue.
You're taking this too serious.
Dude, the word rape is being used with my
really?
name. It's a bit offensive.
Take a look at this. Rape.
I didn't say it
rape,
once.
but also the picture that you painted led Dan to say this is rape, and everyone was like, "Yeah, it is kind of."
It said no.
Let's listen to it, Dan.
Here's the description,
I'd like
though.
to listen to it.
In this episode, Ryan ruins an attractive lady's day at Manhattan Beach.
We need to listen to the cast.
by being a goddamn creep. That's all I said.
Hey, is there any way we could just pause this, listen to it, and then come back?
No, we're not gonna. I'll play it and I'll scrub through it. It's downloading though because I don't know where it is.
It's on
this
page
computer.
like 34 minutes
Page
in. Because
34?
Yeah,
This is what
minute
I'm going to
34.
propose. Your Honor, the person who is proposing this lawsuit against Mayor Danish is clearly, he has suffered some kind of concussion in his skiing accident from the past episode.
If you'll check the dates on these emails,
He's out of
they're
his
before
element.
the accident.
He's clearly out of his
So all you want is for me to say you didn't ruin this woman's day. I don't know if you ruined her day or not.
No, I want you to go back and say the facts. I wasn't 10 feet away from her. She didn't
You were
leave the
not-
beach. She wasn't offended. She wasn't traumatized.
You were probably 30 feet away from her.
This says 30 yards, and I have to agree with it.
30 yards. Congratulations. You went out of your way to look at a woman's tits 30 yards away.
But from 30 yards, could you even be sure it was a woman?
Exactly.
Ryan,
I don't
Ryan,
know.
you're wearing glasses right now. Were you wearing your glasses at the beach that day?
My contacts were so irritated from
Probably
the salt
really
water
dry,
so
yeah.
I could not
I'll
see
clear it up
well.
for the record. Ryan went out of his way to look at a woman's tits.
As you guys all laughed
Hold on, here's the 34-minute
and had a great...
It wasn't
Here
Here
we
it
go.
comes. Here it
Like,
comes. Just a second.
do a change from I think a t-shirt, take that off and put the wetsuit on. So O'Neill realizes that she's topless. And she's like right on the shore of the water, but no one's around her.
Oh,
So guess who looks at us?
I gotta wash my fucking flippers
When she
off.
said, when she
There's that
says,
Bragadicio.
we haven't even been in the water yet, I don't think.
No, we were already wrapping up the day.
I was wrong there.
thought it
I was
the
wrong.
beginning. No, we were wrapping up. Oh, so look, another.
Quiet, dummy.
I gotta wash my fins off, like wink, wink. Like everyone knew what was going on. He goes like within 10 feet of this woman.
Not true.
And just blatantly turns around
scumbag.
and stares at her tits.
Not true.
And this lady was so saddened and so disgusted that she just fucking walked off and didn't even go in the water. And
Listen,
you piece of
on.
shit.
First of all,
You piece of shit.
no wonder he was filibustering me. He
Yeah,
did not want it
that's
on the
why you were cutting
airway.
him off.
Listen,
You fucking
obviously
scumbag.
he exaggerates how this goes down. But if you are going to a public beach and you're going to take fast forward a little
This
more,
is
No,
This
listen
is
to this.
incriminating.
I am offended because maybe there's children around that she doesn't see. B, I'm going to look at your tits because you've done it in public,
Innocent.
and it's inappropriate.
But I'm not-
therefore
but
I'm from a
learn a
great
lesson.
distance away.
And I had to
know
wash
what
my
comfort
fins.
zone.
There
You
is
were
the
teaching her a
politician.
lesson.
Hold on, wait.
I think we
No,
That's
no. Keep going to where he goes.
Here, here's the part where you.
Fucking
Then O'Neill's
It's ocular rape.
A sex
I never
offender.
said that. Horrible.
Sex offender.
It's
I
the
just
wor-
give me a
worst thing you
fucking
can do
break.
is
Hold on.
or tits,
Yeah,
you fucking
there's-
pervert.
And maybe it was a tranny, which is what got O'Neill's blood so hot.
Oh, you mean 4 hot tits and a dick?
Yeah.
Hey, I explained that to my girlfriend, and she kind of like, well, it does kind of make sense.
My wife told me
So
that
she's
the
like,
logic
yeah.
worked.
We stopped listening
said the
to our own
logic worked.
podcast on our podcast.
Well, I'm trying to find evidence. Ryan didn't come.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good idea. I'm fine. I said it
And you said I was a sex offender.
So what do you want?
as a
And
joke.
he went crazy saying, don't you realize something's wrong with you because you don't even
I don't
realize
remember that
you
part.
ruined. It's right on there, man.
Well, we're not.
If you say I
Jeff's
said it,
right.
all
We're not
right.
going to play any more of a previous podcast.
That
This
is
podcast
hilarious,
is
by the way, that
fucking
we're listening
weird.
to our own podcast.
It's retarded.
That's not how they don't do that.
It's
on
as
other
retarded as this
podcasts.
whole thing is.
what I would like is an apology.
What do you want?
You're
I-
going to throw
stop.
this case out of court.
No, I want an apology from the mayor, and I would also like, from now on, him to view the facts a little more than to stand on what he believes
That's
his
not originally
revisionist
what you wanted.
history
You want him
is.
thrown out of office.
And I
You
also
were not
want him removed.
You were not 10 feet away. I'll give 30 yards. That's accurate. I think you were facing the woman from the water.
No, I was not. I turned my head while I was washing my fins over my shoulder.
Let's pop that LA Law music back on, man.
Why,
It
you have
keeps it
something to
nice
add?
and light.
The woman didn't leave after the beach.
As I remembered, she did. But if you and John say she didn't, then
I
fine,
know
she didn't.
100% that she did not.
All right, you know 100%?
I am 100% because when I went home, I go, that chick didn't even leave. And then
No,
I had to
that's-
call John. He goes, that chick went in there.
You know, memory is a funny thing there, O'Neill. Sometimes people remember
Well,
things.
2 against 1, I don't know. It might be
Well,
our way.
All right, well, you're good.
You know what? I
name is
remember
cleared.
being at the beach that day, and I remember
You fucking piece of
seeing her.
shit. And then also you turned this in, and when you called me a sex offender, Dad called me a rapist. You got a good chuckle out of it. So I would also like to say the seriousness of the crime was very minuscule.
I agree.
And then you also said what I did was way worse than what you did.
And I think
which
we
was
proved
get
that.
bottling fluids
I disagree with
on people's, and all I did was turn my head 30 yards away at a topless girl.
No. We're pleading down what Danish did. We're pleading it down to criminal mischief. Okay?
He's not on court, and the comparo is what we're trying to get to.
I'd make the worst lawyer in the world, wouldn't I? You can't even
So
pronounce any
what's
of
the
words.
resolution? Did you get what you wanted?
Yeah, I was able to prove my innocence.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, I don't think much of anything was accomplished.
Yeah. So you.
I think you just needed this like off your chest or something.
Yeah, because wouldn't you, the way you painted that picture?
Why didn't you just do it right
So
then?
we need like a typewriter.
I
thing.
tried to, but you kept going at it. And I'm telling you, if you get in there, you will see a part where you go, Don't you see? You ruined this girl's day.
That really is stuck with you. You had like dreams with that
This
in
is
your
the
head.
worst episode we've ever done.
This is a bad episode. I agree.
I think this is a great episode.
I think it's no
I
good.
really like listening to music.
So I just would like to tell you that you might want to tone it down a notch when you don't have all the facts, and when someone tells you the facts aren't the facts, you may want to rethink what really happened that day.
My lesson's been learned. Thank you.
And what I did was nowhere near putting bodily fluid on innocent people.
No, that was criminal mischief, dude. And I think that those people probably either liked it or didn't know. And
God,
so it's fun.
I learned my lesson.
It wasn't a lesson to be learned.
Well, now I know when I speak on the podcast that I'll make sure to have all my facts.
Well, it would be nice when you're accusing somebody of ruining somebody's day by staring at their tits unwillfully.
O'Neill, when did you come up with this retarded idea?
After I heard the fucking podcast. And
does
the
it matter?
lies.
Okay, you can't listen to the podcast anymore because then you just make dumb ideas that ruin the future ones.
You guys didn't like this?
I think I liked it a lot.
I think it's great.
I think Danish is very uncomfortable, which I think
let
you
me
gotta.
explain.
If
Why
you
is
wanted
he
to
so
upset
upset?
him, if you
Why
want to
is
make
he
him
upset?
upset,
I know why. I
you
know
won.
why.
Why is
I
he
know
upset?
why. I'll say.
I don't get it. Why would he be
I'll
upset?
say, and you're kind of insensitive as a friend for not realizing this.
Oh, really?
But Danish doesn't like that story about beating off
Not
in the
at all.
jacuzzi. He
Not
feels
at all.
really bad about
Very
it.
bad.
Okay.
And then for you to associate it with the R-star word, and then
What's the
Oh,
R
really?
star-
And I wasn't
rapist?
offended
Yeah.
when he called me a sex offender?
So I
As
think
a joke.
Oh, and the rape is clearly a joke as well.
With a definition?
I didn't do the definition. John Little did.
so.
You forwarded it to me. You could have cut that part out.
What am I supposed to cut?
Danish began his story with, I'm very embarrassed by this horrible thing. You began your story with, you guys won't believe this fucking awesome
I didn't even
thing.
do the story.
Listen,
He's the
awesome
one who
shitty
told
thing
it.
I did.
Let me ask you this. He goes, oh, let me tell you a story about Ryan. And he even said he was filibustering because he didn't want me to tell this story. He outed me on a particular story that I never would have told in my entire life.
Yes, but you told him in the other podcast where he was jerking off in the jacuzzi, if you don't tell this story, I will, because people need to know what a scumbag you are.
Because of what had happened the previous episode. Because he told a story that I never gave permission
So you
for
need
one,
to-
and then painted the wrong
You need
picture
to
of it.
apologize to Danish because
I apologize
You
for
should
anything.
apologize to
you
Danish.
should
You hurt his
apologize to
feelings.
him because you hurt his feelings, and
My feelings were hurt
You
in
should
the
know.
first.
He apologized
No, you
already,
did-
though.
How did I
You
hurt-
took it way
Let
too
me- okay,
far.
let's-
Danish
You took
already
it way too
apologized.
far.
Let
You
Jeff
got
and
what
I
you got
talk.
what you wanted.
Jeff, are you mad?
I'm not mad, but I'm definitely not happy.
Okay.
This isn't enjoyable for me at all. Like I don't come to the podcast for this sort of.
You're gonna lose
Now
one of our fucking
I know.
dudes,
And
man.
now I feel bad because I thought it would just be fun and games, and it's not.
I enjoyed the music.
It was more a fucking.
You're serious. It's not fun and
Well, no,
games.
I am serious about this information being right.
That's not fun and games. That's serious.
because I'm trying to clear my name on how far I was from seeing this chick's tits, and the fact that.
All right, I said if I said stuff that was wrong, I apologize. I don't get why you keep harping. Like, what do you want me to
I know,
say?
but we eventually came to that point.
You guys need to hug it out.
But listen, I apologize. I didn't mean to offend you. The rape is a joke because of the sex offender comment. It's not even close to rape. Would you relax?
All right, I mean,
Now we're
I am uncomfortable. I'll say that I am. I am uncomfortable by it.
Like, can we talk about why?
Well, this is a story that I'm obviously not proud of.
But
Do
the
it said I'm
story-
not proud of
okay,
it.
Yeah, you're
it's
proud
not
of-
something I'm bragging
Ryan,
about.
You have dozens
I'm not
of stories
proud
as
of
bad
it.
as his worst story, and he's not proud of his
But
worst
listen.
story. You love your bad stories. Like then I shit on the
But
statue
this-
of Jesus.
Do I
and
think you're a
kicked it
bad
out of the
person?
thing.
No, I think
I
you've
don't
done
think-
some bad things in your life. I try to be a good person, and but I've done some bad. I never came out and said that you're a fucking scumbag. I'm a scumbag.
I'm gonna cry now.
I think Ryan's more of a scumbag
Listen,
than you. If I had to say, Ryan's way more of a
it's not.
scumbag
But it's
than
never
you.
about. It's not a competition. You know what I mean? I've done.
I know that feel, bro. I know that
I've
feel.
done some shady
No,
stuff.
but this is never about what you
I know
did.
that feel.
This isn't about what you did. This was about the story that you told about me. That was it. That was all this was about.
But it's in complete reference to this incident involving me. If you read the opening statement, it's like completely about that.
You should play You Got a Friend in Me. Right
Whoa,
now.
the opening statement is what?
It's like all about how dare he say that.
That's not me,
what he
though.
did and humanity. But you're this argument that you put
You
forward.
goaded him on to say it.
I didn't goad him on to saying
But
that.
but the argument you put forward is all about that.
No, the argument I put forward was that the facts were wrong.
But but you use that whole hot tub story as like this point of reference.
No, that was not a point of reference. It was a
Your
comparison.
star witness used it as his main crux of the argument.
And called me a rapist.
He did not call you a rapist.
With the definition of rape.
He did not call you.
The definition of rape
He
is
did not call
copied
you a
and pasted
rapist.
into the thing.
So basically, you're like, I don't like what you did to me. Here, I'm going to do it to you.
No. I didn't do
'cause
anything
you want someone
to
to have
you.
the bad name on them, so you're putting the bad name on Jeff.
No. That is not what's happening here. What's happening
No,
here...
you called me a sex offender. You're a rapist.
I didn't call you a rapist.
It says it in
It
this
doesn't.
fucking
No, it
thing.
does not. It does not say you're a rapist. It doesn't even say... It says...
Why
is
is
much
it-
closer.
His crime against humanity is much worse in capital letters.
That's John Little. That's not me.
But
That's not
Star
actually
Witness.
Star
But
Witness.
that's who you brought into this. If you just wanted to say those facts were wrong, then you could have just said those facts were wrong.
You got to play.
You,
some
oh, you
music,
also
Dan.
wanted a whole episode dedicated to it, which is weird.
What?
This episode, we did the one before was
To
like normal.
clear... Okay, let me straight...
This
all
could
I
have been
wanted-
a footnote. This could have been a 2-minute
All I
thing.
wanted was my name cleared.
Like I
because-
said, if I thought
and that
you were a
was it.
bad person, I wouldn't be
I
friends
know,
with
no,
you.
Jeff. This isn't about that, and it's also
But you're saying,
not
like-
about. Listen, it's not about anything that you did. It was used as a comparo because what we were comparing things, and everybody said what I did was so much worse. Everybody agreed that what I did was so much worse because
I'll
of.
tell you right
No,
now,
listen.
it's not worse at all.
Can you just
You were
listen?
older than I was at the time, but it's not worse.
Listen to me.
At least 10 years.
It was painted. The picture that you painted of what I did
I'm telling you right now.
was false, and then everyone said what I did was so much worse than what you did, but the facts weren't there, and that's what I was offended by.
I'm telling you right now, what I did is worse. I was younger. It was the 90s. It was a
You're
crazy
harping
time.
on what you did as opposed to...
I'm telling you right now that if you're saying what I did was worse, and that's what you want me to say. It was worse.
No, I know, but listen. I just also... You told a story, and we've already cleared it up. I don't know what to tell you, but I just want to... I know you're not all right.
I've
didn't think this was supposed to be like this, and I'm not... We're not going to air the episode.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not
It's a
going to air
great
the episode. We're not going to air the episode.
You can air it. I don't
No, because I don't want it
it
to air because it shouldn't be like this. Because it wasn't meant. It was more of a
Did
joke.
it, though, you idiot.
Because I didn't know it was going to get this out of control. I thought he would take a stance on it, which would be like,
But you're serious, so it's not like how can I take a comical stance
Dude, because
on something that you're so serious
all I'm
about?
saying, dude, we're literally arguing about how I looked at a woman's breast.
Just
you
hug-
said it was
Just
rapey.
hug each other.
But if you
and
listen,
let
if you
it-
listen to this back, you get very serious and you're like yelling. So I don't get like how it was.
But
supposed
so
to be
is
funny.
everybody. Everybody's getting serious
But it wasn't
about it.
So it wasn't fun and games. It was just like it felt. I don't know. It felt weird for me. Maybe not for everyone else. It felt weird for me.
You know what? It felt weird for me when you were telling that story. And I was trying to.
Ryan, you can't, like, he's saying something like...
No,
and
but
then
I'm
have to
telling
go,
you.
You have to go me
you
too.
think I would go
you
to
do
this?
me too on everything.
Listen to me. No.
And I
You think I would go
apologize.
to this length if I hadn't been out there and heard what had fucking happened? It was not an accurate
I
portrayal, and
apologize.
obviously it fucking cut me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone to this fucking length to do this.
I'm sorry for the.
Okay? Now, maybe I don't show any fucking emotion, but maybe it also made me fucking pissed when I heard it. And I wanted to clear my fucking name. So fuck both of you, okay? Because you're all like going back and forth on this. It was fucking...
You want to play You've Got a Friend again?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I sincerely apologize. I'm serious. I'm not even kidding. I apologize.
Okay, no, I know, but
Oh my god.
It's not even the worst thing that you've...
I know, but I was offended that I was portrayed as a sex offender when I was clearly not. And I'm very sensitive about that because
I understand. So send those pussy pics to O'Neill.
That's all
pussy
funny.
pics.
I've never ever taken advantage of a girl. I have never, I've endangered, but I've never had anybody in a compromising, and I'm so offended and get so mad when people put women in that situation. This is not about, this is
Like
I'm
when you
talking
put
about,
a loaded gun
so
to
that,
a woman's head while you're fucking her.
with her fucking permission. Jesus Christ. So that
my
is
God.
all this is about. But Jeff, I love you dearly, and you know that.
Beat you
And
up a little bit.
Listen,
It's
you know
all
I
right.
get worked up about it, and if I had realized, and I should have known, that story you didn't want to be talked about and you didn't want it retold, and I should have just not even brought it up. I used it to hurt you because it hurt me, and it was low and cheap of me, and I should not have done it. And I see it now, and listen, if I made you mad, I don't know what I would do if you were upset with me. Because
it's fine.
It's fine. I don't mean to get you mad. I was just deep.
I apologize. I didn't.
It was
what you say on here, sometimes you can get carried away
Yeah.
with. Some of my facts, they are wrong. I apologize. I didn't mean to paint you as a sex offender. I know you're not. If I thought you were a sex offender, I wouldn't hang around with you.
No, I know, but when you throw it out there,
that's where Ryan might be a better person than you, because if he knows you're a sex offender like the Creeper, he'll still hang out with you.
The Creeper is not a sex offender. Okay, he's not a sex offender.
Now, can I just go on record?
We all have questionable friends.
Like, I think that that story about the hot tub isn't really that bad, though. I know that you feel bad about it.
In my mind, it's bad.
But you need to move past it, because I feel like it's haunted
fine,
you
dude.
for too
You were
long.
17.
Haunted you for too long.
It was 17. Who cares?
It's a very black mark in my history.
But you know what? I think.
But if that's like one of the ones that you could like wish you could take back, that's not that fucking bad, dude.
yeah.
No, I
Really-
mean,
none of this is that bad. It's not like we're talking
No,
about.
don't lump your shit in here, O'Neill.
Okay.
I don't think Jeff did is that bad.
No, I don't know. It's
Fucking
tough for me to
arsonist.
say. It's just I don't even like thinking about it. It's just a bad moment of my history.
None of it really is that bad now that we had a huge argument over it. It all seems pretty stupid.
Especially when I go anytime, even if I go in the Y hot tub, it just brings back bad memories.
That's not true.
It is.
You think about it?
Yeah.
But you didn't get caught at all.
No.
It's like you robbed a bank and did not get caught, and you still feel bad about it.
Oh, you know what you
terrible.
can do though? There's this Tony Robbins NLP thing that you can do where you can
Jerk off in a hot tub and get caught.
No, what you
With
do
really white teeth.
is you play the memory back in your head with like music in the background that doesn't match what's going on, and then you change the color of it, and then you play it fast and slow until you scramble the circuit for your memory so you don't remember it as well.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I think Tony Robbins isn't Jewish and doesn't have obsessive genes. It'll probably be the last thing I picture before I die, but that's
Do you
all right.
really think so?
Is that really one of the
You
worst
need to
things
get
you've
some
ever
worse
did?
stuff
You've
out of your
done enough
fucking
shit, dude.
It's one of the
Dude, I've told the tranny blowjob story on stage in front of strangers.
deep
And
regret.
before I fucking did it, I had to sit my wife down before I went to the comedy store, and I said, hey, I'm going to tell this story tonight that's fucking really awful. Are you cool with this being public information?
I don't know. It's just it's a deep regret I have.
I think you need to forgive yourself. I'm serious. I think you really need to forgive
If
yourself.
that's your only regret, you're fine.
It's not my only regret, but it's
your
something
main regret.
Something I did, obviously. that
Why
wasn't
don't you
good.
find...
Because you love water.
Why don't
You
you
love
go
water
back to
so
the
much,
hotel
you feel like
registry
you-
where those people stayed, where you were there, and track them down and tell what happened?
What if
I
we
don't
find
think
out
you
they were
should do that.
swingers and they
Maybe-
would have been into it? It would have made their day.
Maybe they're listeners. If you guys are out there and you're listening,
They wouldn't know.
I'm sorry.
Maybe they.
Anyway,
I do think
it's not
the
that
women knew
fucking
what you were
bad.
doing, and they were
And
into it.
whatever, man. Just because this guy got sad, everyone jumped on his fucking side.
Yeah, because
he's
he's a nicer person than you are.
Oh, really?
You're Mr. All ski with a broken leg. I fucking
Yeah,
do pull-ups.
but I have feelings.
You're like the man of steel over
I have
here.
feelings
But
as
in
well,
his defense,
Dan.
I think that sort of argument is what bothers him. He doesn't want to be portrayed as that.
Is a man with no feelings?
If you
No,
But
it's
that's
that
all he
sort of-
does. Is
underneath
I
the-
fought this guy.
I'm a genuinely good fucking person.
I think his days of that stuff are in his past.
But dude, even like, yeah, I would do shit to lash out at society, not realizing what my repercussions were. But like,
None. You got
if
scot free,
ask-
dude. You got off free. You got
If
lawyers
you
in your
ask
family.
people, I'm a genuinely, and I will go to great lengths to fucking make sure people are safe and will help people out.
And have nice
That
tits.
fucking lady's car broke down in La Brea the other day while I was driving. And guess what? I went out in traffic and pushed her out of the fucking way.
Okay.
Why are you a Hercules in every story, even the one where you're doing something good? You have to do a feat of strength.
Well, I couldn't do it by
I
myself.
think
Another
we
guy
all
jumped out too.
We all know that I'm the one who saves people's lives by pulling them
true.
off of train tracks.
True. I think I was going to bring this up in one of these episodes I don't do stand up anymore. Thank God.
Are you gonna? Oh wait, fucking. By the way, for anyone that listens and lives in Southern California, the 12 Shiny Nickels show, which is like a weekly stand up show I used to host at the Improv, is coming back, and we're gonna have it in Santa Monica Saturday nights at 11. I'm sure if you listen to the show, if you tweeted us or email us, I can get you guys free tickets whenever you want. And me and Andrew will be on the show. Ryan will be on the show. Jeff, will you do that show again?
I mean, I could. I don't know. I'm just not.
It's an easy. I mean, it's like an easy show. It's fun. It's all good people that aren't dickheads. It's not like the comedy.
If you
show.
get a big Boner City.
If people show up, maybe we'll have maybe in February we'll have a special show that you're on. That would
be four people.
Four listeners from Pico Rivera will drive.
We're here because you don't have a Space Pals podcast. So we have to support this one.
You fucking.
But would you do it again?
I don't know. It's up in the air. I don't like.
Do you miss it?
Not really. No.
But do you not miss it because you mostly did it at the Comedy Store? Which
I mean,
is the
that
most
was
depressing fucking.
That
place
was a part of it, but it just became
because it's different. Not at the Comedy Store.
No, I know,
that,
but
right?
it just like. It was like I had gone through an experience and was like, maybe I'm not... Because I would hear other comics talk, and I'd be like, maybe I'm not a comic.
Like a stand, but you don't miss it as bad as other people.
Because they were like, these guys would like be dying to get up, and for me, it was like dreadful every time.
That's a problem for me, though, because there's half the guys that are really good that are like that. Like listen to a podcast like Bill Burr or someone's like, they have to do it. But then I would say 50 to 60% or more of shitty comics are like that, and you're like, dude, if you quit, you'd be doing the world a fucking favor.
No, I don't think it means...
And you're actually funny, so I'm like, it's like you were good at it, so like that's kind of weird that, you know.
I did it because I liked it. I never like loved it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so in writing, what Ryan and I do together, well, maybe not anymore, but...
not after today.
Well, please don't joke about that. I don't want
Hey, if that happened, it would crush fucking DeWitt.
Hey, look, Jeff and I never fight, really.
We rarely, sometimes.
But I don't even consider this a fight as more of a call
a vetting?
to action for us, for Boner City, to not go quite for the jugular, which we've started to do on this.
I'm holding up the piece of paper, the email you sent me.
After I had someone had gone to the jugular.
Singular. I singular.
I thought it would be funny. I thought he would.
Are you using the fucking royal we over there?
Because
what the fuck do you mean we?
When I heard, and then when we would go to the bathroom, I've got my defense, and I thought you would say John Little had a series of concussions, and I thought you'd bring up some other stories that he's told, and that's what I thought we'd get into a funny.
Fine, keep your
debate.
backpedaling. So, will you do stand up again though? Or?
I don't know. I mean. I don't know. You never say never, but I'm just not, like, even now, I'm just not, like, Ryan said he was itching, so he went back. I'm just not, I don't have the itch, so it's like.
I got a once a week itch.
So if, like, for me, it's like, a lot of times I would do sets, and I would just come off just so depressed, like, God, and just, like, it's not bring much to my life.
It's different now, though.
Yeah, but you'll be backstage
in the OR,
with me
though,
and Dan
at the Comedy Store.
Your
It
friend
sucks.
O'Neill.
I really do think it's different at other places because it's a lot more fun to do it for people that aren't at the fucking.
I think it's fine now at the Comedy Store because you
don't care
as long as you've wiped away all that like any sort of caring or like any sort of like I should be getting better spots or I should be this, and you just go up there and do it for the love of the game. Like I just want to entertain and stop like beating yourself up when you do bits for 3 people sometimes and being like, oh, this is cheating. I should only do bits for like a certain number of people and like they're not worth it. And make it less about your hatred for the place and more about your love to just entertain as many people as in front of you.
I don't think that's why you do it.
I've come to terms with it, Dan.
I have a stubborn streak too. Like if I say I'm not going to do something.
Are you a Taurus?
I'm a Virgo.
Andrew, can you keep your fucking witchcraft off his goddamn
Give
story?
him a reading, Dan.
I have like if I say I'm not going to do something, I feel like I should just never do it. Like I've done that with
like
other
giving
stuff
up smoking
before.
or something.
Kind of like that, but like if I'm not going to talk to so and so, I won't. I'll stick to my
Can
guns.
you like just grow up and maybe not be that way as much?
I mean, I should probably address it, but what I was going to ask before you jumped in and stole it as a plug for your own show.
Yeah,
I was gonna bring it up in a previous one. Is like we all are in the comedy world. We're all like even at that dinner that we brought up in the last podcast with your wife.
Yeah,
I asked Ed. I was like, "Do you feel a little weird here? Because there's like normal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when there's normal couples, like I feel weird.
Yeah.
And I was gonna ask you guys, like, at what point did you realize that like you weren't like everyone else? Just because I think we probably all are in that boat.
Probably like 2 years in. Because what happens is when you start doing stand-up, like open mics or even work at the comedy show or whatever, you do that every night. Normal people don't fucking do that. So all the normal people bleed away. You don't have normal day jobs. You're always working like a part-time job you don't give a fuck about. You don't hang out with people at that job because you're usually fucking morons. So it's like after 2 or 3 years, like whether I liked you guys or not, you were like 2 of the people I saw on like almost a daily or several times a week basis. I didn't see regular people
I think
anymore.
even as a kid, I kind of sensed that I was a little little off the beaten
Well,
path.
yeah, I think most did. I mean,
Yeah.
I think but then it really happens after college when people start getting real jobs. You're
No,
like, I
I
won't be getting a real job.
But I think in college it happened too. I didn't fit in. I didn't know
Then again, I
what
guess
to do.
before
I didn't know what to do.
college
I didn't
for
do
me.
real well in like high school, like fitting in. But like in college, I hated it. I didn't want to do. I didn't hate everyone. I didn't want to. I didn't feel like I didn't want to join a frat. I didn't want to be a jock. I didn't want to hang out with stoners. I always what I would do is I'd look for a chick in my class that was hot, date her, start fucking her immediately, date for a whole semester to where I almost failed out of the class we were in because we were like fucking, and then just serially date people for like 3 to 6 months at a time.
Where
Or
did you
just
have
hang out
time
with
to
the
get
chick.
your veneers?
What does that mean?
When did you have time to get your veneers through all this?
When I finally chipped a tooth open.
You know, I think I knew I was a little bit different when I was taking tap and ballet and horseback riding and dressing up in armor and doing medieval reenactments.
No, I think you always think.
I was always,
but then again, the problem is that everybody
weirdo.
thinks that.
No,
but not everybody
If you're funny
does what
though,
we
But then
do.
you either
If you're
conform
funny-
or you don't.
No, but if you're funny, it's different because at least you can try and do
Yeah.
comedy and whatever. If you're fucking not funny and the oddball out, you become like kind of a fucking weird, like the dude with the Asperger's that work at Fry's.
I thought I was normal living in a motel and then building airplanes out of wood and playing by myself for hours and talking to myself. And my mom was so worried that
I
I think even as comedy store comics, which DeWitt is not,
Yeah.
Dan, Ryan, and I are, we're like even in the comedy community.
never really
we're,
fit with anybody. Didn't fit with the class
Well,
before
and
us or the
do you
class
want to put
after
your
us.
fingers in your ears to it?
we're seen.
we talk about comedy.
We're seen as freaks of freaks, more or less.
that was always really hard for me to get my head around too because like I never really felt. But a lot of those conversations, like the older guys or they got more established guys have in the kitchen, I would sit and listen, and I'd be like, I want no part of this. Like when even not against these guys, but like remember when Steve Byrne and Dove came to LA from New York,
Yeah.
and they were like they fell in like Sebastian and all those guys have been on TV, and they would go out to like nightclubs and shit like that. I never felt jealous that they never like were like, hey, you guys want to go? Like they never like were like we were only.
No,
a
I
little bit
never
younger than
wanted
them.
to go.
I would never want to go to a fucking
But
nightclub.
I'm saying
with
we
those
were
guys.
free. We're like in the comedy
that's
community.
No,
though,
that's
like
what I'm saying.
outside, too.
I didn't like. Well, I worked at the store with you guys, but I also did all the alternative shows. I didn't like the alternative comics.
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. Yeah, we were like dead set against this categorization of alternative where
Yeah.
half the people were terrible.
But I wanted to learn how to do it in front of real people and get good in a hard situation, and none of those alternative people would ever go to the comedy store. So I was like, "Fuck them! They're pussies too," because they're so mean at their other shows in front of a safe audience.
And they all were writing like these, like trying to be the most clever. Where I was like, let's just be funny and entertain what we used to entertain, which was our friends.
Because you can open up a Wikipedia, do a Wikipedia search to be the most fun, clever dude.
yeah,
but
dude.
like,
Yeah, you guys remember when Boner City was funny? Like 45 minutes
No,
ago?
I think this is a good conversation though. Like, to fucking wrap it up
Who
on.
knew that it was going to take a turn to
Yeah.
that?
You know what happened? Everyone's testosterone just completely depleted because you went into fight or flight mode, and now we're all fucking
But
like.
Dan, when I sent you this, you thought it was funny.
I think it's
DeWitt, you read it.
It's
You
funny.
thought
I
it
think
was
the
funny.
situation's funny. I was
Jeff read it. He thought it was funny.
no.
It just got
And
too
then
deep.
it
It got
went-
too deep, too real.
But here's the best part. Well, to wrap that whole what you just brought up is like when we started because we started the doorexplosion.com started like we're going to do these animated web series. It's Andrew's going to animate and we're all going to write and do the voices for
Yeah.
people to do different ones. And then I'm like, well, fuck, we might as well since we have an office, we'll get podcast equipment and we know a lot of funny people that aren't famous that like are like hidden like diamonds in the rough. We'll put them on podcasts. So we put you guys in this podcast.
and lo and behold,
And
it's the best
but when
thing
the
that
first
do.
couple weeks when we started, I
now it's over.
I had never really listened to podcasts. I went and listened to literally every other fucking comedy podcast you could ever imagine. At least
He
two
did
episodes.
because I
in.
had to hear about
I
it.
fucking listened to, but no, I got into like there's some really good science ones. I like the Skeptic's Guide to the Universe is really good. Like, I listen to science ones. I listen to every kind of podcast, but every comedy podcast. In the top 50 comedy podcasts, Rogan's kind of got his own little camp of things going on with
Yeah.
Death Squad. We're friends with those guys, and that's fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about all the other
no.
podcasts.
Yeah.
And not to name names, like cause Nerdist is like really popular and they're good at what they do. And Chris Hardwick's a great guy in real life and in his what he does on the internet, whatever. But all those 50 podcasts in that kind of genre, that category, the alternative comedy podcasts,
Did somebody fart?
are all the Andrew.
I don't think so.
All those other podcasts are all the same. They're the same 50 people that each have their own podcast, that do each other's shows, that go on and try and do that thing. Hey, I'm this clever for 55 minutes. We live in this treehouse made of dreams and we're awesome. But they never tell really embarrassing stories. They never really get fucking. I don't think a couple do when it's like an extreme episode, like someone's got cancer or someone's gay or whatever. But most of the episodes are so banal and they never do anything to embarrass themselves or like really like make it like fucking.
Or confess their true friendship and regret for having started Boner City trial.
or even things, or even reveal stories about themselves.
Fucking ridiculous idea.
No, but
You thought it was hilarious.
I did.
But Ryan, I also don't think they reveal things about themselves that make them look like a bad person or make them look like embarrassed or whatever. So that's why this is way more fun. It was a fucking weird episode.
What we do is good.
Yeah, like last episode we read all those we got the 3 fan emails and the weird porno stuff they sent. I think that's fucking funny and that's cool. I think that being the misfits of the misfits is better than being like fucking,
Well, I don't even categorize ourselves as long as it's funny. I don't care.
Yeah, well,
that's why.
Besides this episode, it's been funny.
But I've never
now.
categorized comics either. It's just like if they're funny, they're funny.
There were some moments where we were playing LA Law's theme song that I thought we were cooking pretty good. I don't know about you guys.
Jesus.
I think it was my
Why don't
problem
you take
with
us
my
out
lawyer.
with that theme song to LA Law?
I just want to tell you, Dan, before this airs, I would like to listen to it because I don't know if I want it to air.
Why?
You can't keep saying that, though. This is the 4th time you've said that.
You've said that about other episodes where you said
You're
shit
the
was
boy
way
who
worse.
cried. You're the boy who
You said
cried no
that. You said before
podcast.
the tranny porn episode. You said that like.
It might turn out to be funny, and it might not be.
There's 3 other podcasts that you've been on that
I
you said
guarantee
worse
you
shit.
this is good.
It'll be fun.
This is
I know,
solid
but-
gold.
I
Well,
don't know about that. It'll be fun.
right.
It'll be good enough.
I think there's. I don't. That's why Dewitt once asked if I listen to him. I don't listen to him because I think you can fall in like a weird.
I love them.
No, because when I left that day, before I heard it, I was like, that's not what happened. That's all. And that's why it plagued me. And I'm like you, where I obsess over things, and then it builds in my mind, and it builds, and I'm like, okay.
Okay, yeah,
Whatever.
Yeah, we said this like 5 times.
Yeah, Ryan. This is like
Well, this episode's not going to air. It's
Yes, it is.
it's going to air, so don't fucking.
Dan
take
might edit some of the things you said into just boing sound effects.
I don't have a problem with it airing.
it.
I really don't.
So if Danish doesn't have a problem with it airing, fuck you. You don't run the computer.
Oh!
Fucking idiot.
right,
is there anything you want
guys.
to plug? O'Neill the ass kicker at Yahoo for any pictures
of
or
your pussy. Just keep in mind.
Can DeWitt talk about this picture that he keeps staring at?
No,
every
we'll do that in
5
a future
seconds?
episode because we're not ready to do that. He's drawn a new
You
anime.
keep staring at
It's
you.
fucking
You love
hilarious.
staring
I
at
want to
that.
fuck it. I want to fuck it.
I feel like we should do another podcast right after this to cleanse this one.
Okay, we'll try
We
and
could do
that.
a bonus.
But has
episode.
everyone said their piece and everyone feels not happy, but like not as awful as they felt 25 minutes ago?
Everyone-
I'm just going
Yeah.
to say this. I just met you guys a couple months ago, and I really like you guys, and I hope we can be friends for a long time.
Well, I liked you until I got an okay after a Happy New Year. And-
That was only because of Dan's fucking. He put those dick pics all over the thing.
Okay, guys, we can do this off air. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you. for
That'll make no
the
sense
2
out of
people
context.
that are
Dan
left
put
listening.
dick pics all over an email. It makes no sense that I.
No, but this has been the trial, the first and last ever trial on Boner City.
Well, there might be
USA,
another trial.
the podcast presented by DoorExplosion.com. Thank you so much for listening. The next episode will be funny and not end with 20 minutes.
Some of this was funny.
Deep, before it got all deep and introspective. And be sure to get a Boner City T-shirt. Those are fun, and they'll get you tons of puss if you're a guy or girl, whichever way you swing. For the
But
podcast.
pussy, it'll only attract pussy.
So if you're a dude or a chick that's into pussy, wear our shirts.
Dude.
Get tons of it. No, if you're into dong, I think it might get you some dong too. It's a monster truck in the words Boner City USA. It sends the right
certain
it
areas
sends the
of the
right
country,
signals to the
man.
right people.
I think it would.
Say.
Okay.
But for the podcast, I've been Dan Bilek along with.
Andrew DeWitt.
I'm Ryan O'Neill.
And like most politicians, I'm not perfect, but I am the mayor. This is the Danish.
We'll talk to you next time. Thanks.